The story begins with a shy teenage boy named Michelle, who is getting ready for Halloween. There's a fancy dress party coming up, and Michelle really wants to buy a Spider-Man costume, but he's already running late for school, so he hides the money inside his shoes and rushes out. At school, Michelle secretly records videos of a girl named Stella because he has a huge crush on her, but his teacher catches him and confiscates his phone. Just then, Inspector Giovanna arrives in the classroom. She informs the students that their classmate Martino has been missing for the last 2 days, and no one knows where he is. She asks if anyone has seen or heard from him, but no one says a word. Before leaving, Giovanna hands Michelle his lunchbox. Michelle doesn't like her much because Giovanna is actually his mother. Suddenly, Michelle's nose starts bleeding. He goes into the bathroom to clean himself, but the school bell rings. Scared of being late, Michelle hides inside the bathroom. That's when Ivan and Brando, the school bullies, break the door open and drag him out. They bully him almost every day. Brando even steals the money from Michelle's shoes. When Michelle tries to take his money back, Ivan pushes him away and mocks him, saying, "What are you gonna do? Tell your mom to throw us in jail? Or tell your dad to beat us up? Oh wait, I forgot, you don't even have a dad." That hits Michelle hard. Angrily, he replies that his father isn't rotting in jail like Ivan's dad. Ivan loses his temper and knocks Michelle to the ground. He warns him, "You've got 10 seconds to run, or it'll beat you even worse." Michelle tries to escape, but Ivan shoots him with a paint gun, humiliating him in front of everyone. The whole class laughs as Michelle lies there, helpless and embarrassed. Heartbroken, Michelle goes home. He opens his computer and looks at Stella's Facebook profile. She's hosting a Halloween party, and Michelle decides to attend, hoping to impress her. He has no costume and no money, so he takes his savings and visits a small old shop, where he buys a cheap Chinese superhero costume. Meanwhile, Giovanna continues investigating Martino's disappearance. She receives a strange video sent from Martino's phone, where he claims he's leaving home, but Giovanna knows Martino was a brilliant student. She can't understand why he would suddenly run away. Back at home, Michelle feels disappointed about his costume. Giovanna encourages him, saying she's sure everyone will like it. Michelle never tells her the truth, that his classmates stole his money and bully him every day. Later that night, Michelle attends the Halloween party, but things quickly go wrong. Ivan and Brando play Michelle's private videos of Stella in front of everyone. Stella confronts Ivan, and he lies, saying they found the videos on Michelle's phone, and Michelle was secretly spying on her. Michelle panics. Unable to face the situation, he runs into the bathroom and locks himself inside as others try to break in. Desperate and broken, Michelle whispers to himself, "I wish I could disappear, so no one could see me, and I could finally live in peace." That night he escapes through a window, and goes home. The next morning, as he gets ready for school, Michelle looks into the mirror and freezes. He can see his clothes, but not himself. His body has completely turned invisible. Michelle puts on his clothes, mask, and gloves, and heads to school, so no one can find out that he's invisible. But deep inside, he's scared. He doesn't have the courage to walk among everyone like this, so he turns back, planning to go home. That's when he notices Ivan, hiding a paint gun inside his bag. Michelle's anger returns. For the first time in his life, he wants revenge. He takes off his clothes and walks into the classroom, completely invisible. From a distance, a blind man somehow senses Michelle's presence. Ivan is listening to music with his earphones on. Michelle grabs Ivan's paint gun, fires it, and places it directly into Ivan's hand. The teacher believes Ivan shot her. Furious, Ivan's dad drags him home in front of everyone. Now confident, Michelle uses his invisibility again, this time against Brando, who's playing in a tennis final. Michelle keeps touching him from behind. Terrified and confused, Brando loses focus and loses the final match. His father scolds him harshly and slams away, but Michelle doesn't fight there. He keeps fighting Brando until he runs away in fear. After training, some girl students head to the showers. Michelle gets a terrible idea. He sneaks into the girls' bathroom. Seeing them in small clothes, Michelle feels excited, but suddenly, one girl throws a towel over him. At that exact moment, his invisibility stops working. When the girls pull the towel away, they can see him. They scream in horror. Because of this incident, the school immediately calls Giovanna. She takes Michelle to the beach and angrily asks why he was naked in the girls' bathroom. Michelle wants to tell her the girls about his invisibility powers, but he's scared. What if she treats him like a monster? So he stays silent. His nose starts bleeding again. Giovanna gently cleans it. Suddenly she receives a call. Brando has gone missing from home too. She takes Michelle back to school. There, police psychologist Giorgio talks to the students. He explains that at this age, kids often feel misunderstood, question their parents, and run away, thinking it will solve their problems, but it never does. It only brings regret. As Giorgio speaks, Michelle's hand starts turning invisible again. He panics. If he disappears in front of everyone, they'll all find out his secret. He hides his hands, lowers his head, and stays quiet. Giorgio walks toward him, but the school bell rings. Michelle runs straight home. Inside his room, his little sister Candela is reading comics. Michelle tells her to leave. She closes the door but doesn't go out. Thinking she's gone, Michelle removes his mask, but he's invisible. Candela sees Nessing and starts screaming. Michelle covers her mouth, calms her down, and finally tells her everything. They both believe the Chinese superhero costume gave him these powers. Della gets excited and says, "You have superpowers. That means you're a superhero. From today, your name is the Invisible Boy." She believes he can use his powers to help people, but Michelle doesn't see himself as a hero. He sees himself as a loser. He quietly sits down and reads comics. Giovanna enters his room. Michelle instantly turns invisible again. Then Giovanna gets a phone call from her mother. She says, worried, "Michelle has been acting strange lately. He disappears without telling me. What if he's found out that I'm not his real mother, that I adopted him?" Michelle hears everything. The ground feels like it's slipping beneath his feet. Already depressed from being bullied, this truth completely breaks him. To clear his mind, he goes to the beach and sits on a swing. Stella walks past and notices the swing moving by itself. Instead of getting scared, she sits on a swing next to it. Michelle draws a smiley face on the sand. They start swinging together. Stella says softly, "I don't have many friends. Will you be my friend? My mom says I shouldn't talk to strangers, but I want to talk to you." Michelle agrees. After she leaves, the blind man is still watching Michelle from a distance. At first, Michelle feels suspicious, but seeing his walking stick, he realizes the man is truly blind. Michelle later apologizes to Stella for entering the girl's bathroom. That night, Michelle goes to meet Stella at her house. They both like each other. Wrapped under a blanket, they share a kiss. But suddenly, Michelle's hands start becoming visible again. Terrified, he grabs the blanket and runs away. Candela already knew that Michelle liked Stella. She kept telling him again and again, "You should tell Stella the truth. Maybe she'll like you for who you really are." After hearing this so many times, Michelle finally agrees. He takes Mario with him and goes to meet Stella. Stella is practicing gymnastics. Suddenly, a dart hits her. She collapses onto the ground, unconscious. A man quickly picks her up and starts taking her away. Michelle and Mario try to stop him, but the man easily throws them aside, pushes Stella into a van, and drives off. Michelle immediately calls Giovanna into police. The police begin searching for Stella, while Giovanna takes Michelle back home. That night, Michelle can't sleep at all, haunted by Stella's kidnapping. He tries to turn invisible again by wearing his costume, but Giovanna had washed it. The costume has shrunk and no longer fits. Michelle even makes Candela wear it, but nothing happens. She doesn't turn invisible. Michelle gets furious. He yells at Giovanna, "You ruined my costume completely. You're not even my real mother. That's why you don't care about my things." Saying this, he storms off to the beach. Meanwhile, doctors are performing tests on Stella, but she's not the kind of human they're looking for, so they lock her inside a room. There, Stella finds Martino and Brando, already captured. They didn't run away from home. They were kidnapped too. Seeing each other, all three feel relieved and hug one another. Michelle sits alone by the sea, trying to calm himself. That's when the blind man appears. He tells Michelle, "That costume has nothing to do with your powers. It didn't give you anything. And stop overthinking. I didn't kidnap your friend." Michelle is shocked. He asks, "Who are you? And how do you know what I'm thinking?" The blind man replies, "My name is Andre, and I'm your father. Giovanna probably told you your father was a police officer who died. That was a lie." Andre explains that he was born in Russia. He once lived a happy life with friends and family, but everything changed after a nuclear incident. Radiation killed many people, but it altered the DNA of a few, giving them special abilities. The Russian army captured these people and imprisoned them in Siberia, calling them the Specials Division. They experimented on them like animals, trying to understand and weaponize their powers. Andre was special among them. He could read people's minds. Because of that, the army valued him the most. But over time, using these powers made them sick. Andre's eyesight slowly faded. Worst of all, Specials couldn't have children. That became a huge problem for the division. But Andre and Michaela's mother Yelena were different. They could have children. They fell in love, and soon Michaela was born. They were happy, but they knew the army would never let Michaela go. They didn't want their son to be experimented on. So one night, Andrew and Yelena escaped the secret base with Michaela. Soldiers chased them. To save her son, Yelena used her powers. She could turn invisible too. She held the soldiers back, giving Andrew time to escape. But one clever soldier discovered her secret and shot her. Yelena died. Andre escaped with Mikhail and fled across Europe. The soldiers were still searching for him. Andre wanted Mikhail to have a better future. He read Giovanna's mind and knew she wanted a child. He knew she was a good person, someone who would protect Mikhail. So Andre left Mikhail outside her home. Mikhail asks softly, "Can you read everyone's mind?" Andre replies, "No, only people close to me, like that man fishing over there." Andre adds, "He thinks I'm a kidnapper. He's about to call the police." Andre then explains, "You think the costume gave you powers, but you're wrong. You're growing up. Your powers are awakening naturally. You'll slowly learn to control them. You must forget the idea that the costume gave you these abilities." Saying this, Andre uses his power to erase the fisherman's memories, so he won't call the police. Mikhail starts sneezing. The cold is getting to him. Andre says, "You're walking around naked in the freezing weather. If this continues, you'll get seriously sick. Your mother faced the same problem. That's why the army created a special suit for her. And just like that, your mother made a similar suit for you when you were a child. This suit works together with your body, so no one can see you." In Russian, this symbol means S, and S stands for special. This is your mother's gift. Always wear it under your clothes. They know you're here. You must leave this place. Our minds are connected. I'll always be able to find you. Just then, police sirens begin to echo. Andre disappears. The police question the fisherman, but he remembers nothing. Giovanna tries to talk to Mikhail, but he doesn't tell her anything. Giovanna takes Mario to the doctor, so Giorgio brings Mikhail home. Later, he sits with Giorgio, drinking tea. Mikhail notices something shocking. Giorgio's hand is bandaged. Mikhail act freezes, because Mario had bitten the kidnapper's hand, and now he understands the truth. Giorgio kidnaps Stella. Mikhail tries to run, but all the doors and windows are locked. He rushes into another room, locks the door, and tries calling Giovanna. Giorgio shouts, "If you try to call anyone, your friends won't survive. Open the door quietly. I won't hurt you." Giorgio breaks the door open, but just before that, Mikhailak removes his clothes and turns invisible. Mikhail attacks him with a knife, but Giorgio dodges easily. Giorgio spreads flour all over the floor. Flour sticks to Mikhaila's feet. Mikhailak tries escaping through the window, but Giorgio follows the footprints, grabs him, and throws him across the room. Mikhail is injured and becomes visible again. Giorgio says, "Are already controlling your powers so well, but you're not meant to live among normal people. If they find out who you really are, they'll call you a monster. Come with us. That's where you belong." Mikhaila kicks Giorgio between the legs, drops a bed on him, and knocks him down. Taking advantage of the moment, Mikhaila turns invisible and escapes. Outside, he runs into Ivan and jumps onto his scooter. Because Mikhail is invisible, Ivan can't recognize him and starts attacking. Suddenly, Mikhail appears. Ivan's terrified. Giovanna returns home with Mario and panics after seeing the man's. Andre appears there as well. Mikhaila tells Ivan the truth. Giorgio isn't a psychologist. He's a Russian spy. He kidnapped Stella, Martino, and Brando. We have to save them. Ivan says, "They told me I had attention disorder and sent me to a psychologist, but I always knew Giorgio was fake." Saying this, Ivan pulled out his paint gun. Meanwhile, Stella and the others wonder why they were kidnapped. Then Stella realizes something. Martino is great at math, Brando is excellent at tennis, and she's a skilled gymnast. The kidnappers were asking about their talents. They're searching for special kids. Stella spots a way out. Using Martino and Brando as support, she climbs up and escapes. She discovers they're inside a ship. In another room, she notices an old man sitting in a wheelchair, but ignores him. Avoiding guards, using her gymnastic skills, Stella reaches the top of a tower. There's a powerful searchlight. She draws a smiling face on it and points the beam toward the sky. Michel sees the light. He understands instantly. It's Stella's signal. He rushes toward the ship with Ivan, but the guards nunder Stella and lock her back inside the room. Ivan shoots the electric control panel with his paint gun. A massive short circuit happens, and loud alarm sirens start blaring. The guards panic and start running in every direction. Taking advantage of the chaos, Michel turns invisible and sneaks inside the ship. Giorgio is already there. He had secretly installed a camera inside Giovanna's car and was keeping an eye on her. Andre is also inside the car, and he has already told Giovanna about Michel's superpowers. He then holds a gun to another guard's head and forces him to release Stella, Martino, and Brando. After locking the guards inside a room, Michelle removes his mask. Everyone is shocked. Stella says, "There's an old man here too. We need to free him." Michelle sends Martino and Brando away and goes with Stella to rescue the old man. Stella leads him into a dark room. Suddenly, the door slams shut. Stella points a gun at Michelle and says, "Come out." Michelle steps forward and asks, "Why are you doing this?" At that moment, the old man in the wheelchair touches Stella. Stella collapses. The old man says, "My name is Claw. My power is controlling people's minds. I used Stella to lure you here. I even controlled Giorgio, so I could take control of your mind, but you slipped out of my grasp." Michelle is forced to reveal himself. Claw orders the senior guard to detach the submarine from the ship. Meanwhile, Giovanna and Andre are searching for Michelle. On the way, they meet Ivan. Andre reads Ivan's mind and realizes that he knows everything. Ivan leads them to the ship, but the submarine has already separated. The ship locks down, and a countdown timer appears on the screen. Once it reaches 0, the encounter place will explode. He says Michelle isn't here. His place is about to blow up, but Martino and Brando are still trapped inside. Giovanna shoots the gate open and rescues them. She then goes back inside to look for Michelle. There, she finds Giorgio. Giorgio knows nothing about Michelle. Andre reads his mind and confirms he's telling the truth. Andre pulls Giovanna out of the ship. Moments later, boom, the ship explodes into pieces. Inside the submarine, Claw tells Michelle, "We're finally going home. You'll be happy to meet your mother again." Michelle shouts, "You're mine. My mother died years ago. I won't fall for your tricks." Claw replies, "You're mistaken. She was injured, not killed. She's been waiting for you." Now the specials control everything. He orders Stella to be placed inside a rescue capsule. Michelle watches helplessly. Claw says, "You're special. You shouldn't care about normal people. They live meaningless lives, running after food, clothes, and shelter. You were born to change the world. From today on, we are your family." Michelle's anger explodes. A new power awakens inside him, telekinesis. He starts destroying everything around him. The guards try to stop him, but Michelle throws them away like toys. Cracks appear in the submarine. Water starts rushing in. Michelle jumps into the capsule with Stella and presses a button. The capsule shoots upward, breaks the water surface, and lands safely on the shore. In front of everyone, Michelle turns invisible and finally reveals his powers, but he's wearing a mask. No one learns his power identity. Andre says, "I must erase their memories. If they remember you're special, your life will be in danger. But don't worry, whenever you need me, I'll be there." Andre uses his powers to erase everyone's memory about Michelle being special. No one ever found out the truth about the incident. But one thing was clear, Giovanna saved the children. Because of that, she became a hero overnight. News channels praised her bravery, and people admired her courage. Michelle also praised recognizes her, and seeing that, Giovanna smiles with pride and happiness. Later, Michelle goes with Cruel, ready to finally confess his feelings to Stella, but Ivan and Brando try to bully him again. This time, Michelle isn't scared. He calmly says, "Ivan, I know you have a disorder, but you don't need to worry. You'll be okay." And Brando, "You're angry at your dad. That's why you take it out on me. But if you talk to him, things can get better." Hearing this, Ivan and Brando are shocked. For the first time, they say nothing. They stop bothering him, finally confident. Meanwhile, Michelle's real mother, Yelena, is still alive. A soldier reports to her, "Our mission failed. We couldn't bring a special Michelle back." Yelena explodes with anger and attacks the soldier. The soldier quickly says, "Don't worry. Even though Michelle escaped, we found another special. Her name is Natasha. She's hiding in Morocco." Hearing this, Yelena smiles. Andrei escaping the secret base with baby Michelle. Hidden inside his bag is his own daughter Natasha, a truth he never told Michelle. Some kids wish to disappear, but the bravest ones learn to stand tall. If this story touched your heart, hit subscribe and share it with someone who needs hope today.